Hello, everyone. This is the Soda Popcast, episode 5. Is that right?
I
It's
have
it's
no
episode
idea.
5, I think. Yeah, it's episode 5. Today is July 28th of 2017. I didn't really rehearse this beforehand. Sometimes I kind of run it over in my head or with you guys, but yeah, this is the new podcast. We're going to be talking about video games as usual. This is the monthly live streamed podcast. This is live streamed on the last Friday of every month. So make sure you tune in on the last Friday of every month if you'd like to see us on the last Friday of every month. We typically go over gaming news and stuff like that. There was not a lot of news this month, unless I'm wrong. So this is probably going to be a more chill podcast, just talking about whatever we feel like talking about, whether that be stuff in the Nintendo universe or maybe stuff outside, whatever people want to talk about. My name is Patnet, and today my beverage of choice is something simple as a Coca-Cola. So
Classic.
classic, yes.
My favorite.
So there we go.
Cracking up a cold Coke with the boys.
Oh my gosh, wait, is that the first time that joke has come up on here?
I think
I
so.
think.
Oh
I
my
think.
gosh, this is gonna be a legendary
We're all-
podcast.
We're all about holding back memes until they're just timed right to deploy.
Right, exactly. You can't actually hop on the
Exactly.
trend
It's
for
so
me.
out of date now.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, Tom,
Oh
you
wait,
can
I should wait.
go ahead.
I'm Tom Peeler. You're a five-time Soda Podcast guest, and I'm really glad to be back here again for episode 5. My beverage of choice tonight is I'm just going classic with ginger ale in my Wind Waker Hylian Hero Shield mug, and
Man.
it is tasty.
Awesome. I really wish I could find something like that. I would love to just have like a prop I could bring back every time.
Seriously, the GameStop clearance bin, like, just
Such a
go.
lucky
I'm sure
find.
there's
That's
5
awesome.
GameStops around you, just like there's 5 around me. Just go to the closest one and look
Yeah.
at their clearance.
All right,
And
well,
then-
you can go, Caleb.
Okay, hello guys. I'm Owlton, and I have a gaming channel with SMPs and UHCs.
Yeah.
And my beverage of choice is tea, because I forgot to buy a soda. And I thought it was regular iced tea, but apparently it's not. So I put sugar in it, and it's not supposed to have sugar in it.
So
It tastes
sweet
really gross,
tea.
like-
The
It's
sweet
like it tastes like medicine.
Tastes like medicine. There you go. That is Owlton's endorsement for, what was it, Earth Tea or something? It tastes like medicine. That's his sales
Good
pitch.
earth tea.
Let's
Well,
throw
they-
something
okay.
on screen real quick.
Because I put sugar in it, it tastes like medicine.
All right, there we go. Owlton has officially got the
did it.
empty
We did it.
bottle of shame. We have 2 attendees this time around that have gotten the empty bottle of shame. Like I said, this could be a revolutionary podcast. It's number 5. We got Owlton back. This is the first podcast where Jacob's not here. Also, veterans will know that Mr. Viperfang, aka Jacob, is usually on here. However, he's out of town this weekend, but we wish him the best. And we got Owlton back. His internet is doing swell, as from what I hear, so that's good. And he should be able
It's amazing.
he should be able to join several times on and stuff. So that's cool. Okay. Wow. I'm really used to just starting this podcast off and then going like, all right, guys, here's the format. This is what we're talking about first. This is the news. This is what we're going to talk about in the news and stuff. But really, there was not very much news recently. I mean, Splatoon 2 came out, and there was some news for Splatoon 2
Yep.
before it came
Yep.
out. It's a shame we don't have Jacob on here because I know he's a huge Splatoon 2 fan, or Splatoon fan, I should say. And I would love to hear some of his input on that stuff. However, of course, you guys can talk about Splatoon also, Tom, if you have any input or whatnot.
You guys are aware of the Tentacle Square massacre, right? I mean, I feel like it's been on everyone's minds this entire month.
Oh,
The,
All right.
the absolute tragedy that unfolded when Splatoon 2 launched, right?
Okay.
I
Right.
mean,
I
no one's
didn't hear.
been able to get over.
Oh.
I don't. What is it?
So when Splatoon 2 launched, the queue to get onto the servers was so massive
Oh.
that everyone was just destroyed by the waves of ink and tentacles that were just pouring out of this game. It was unsightly. It was the worst tragedy
gosh.
in the history of Nintendo's internet rollout ever. It was brutal. No. Splatoon 2 launched without a problem, and it's been a joy for everyone as far as I've seen. I mean, I'm sorry. I was being a little, like, I was doing a bit, but yeah, just
Okay,
as you
yeah.
said, like, it's just been kind of
Okay.
it's been a low key news free month, and just kind
Yeah.
of like Splatoon 2 launched and there was no drama, so good.
Yeah.
Like it was just good all around.
Yeah,
Good
that's
month
so
for
true.
Nintendo.
It came out, everyone liked it, and everyone's good with it. It's there's no like huge complaints about it. It's like, oh, it's too much like the original or anything like that. It just seems to be like a regular solid game and stuff. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I know also just in general the Switch has been doing so well compared to the Wii U, and it just in general it's been doing a really good job lately. So I was kind of believing you with the servers being down and stuff like that. I thought that's what you meant, but like because I do know there's a
Sorry.
lot more people playing than there would be on the Wii U, and even on the Wii U there was some problems. But I think it's very important for Nintendo to not display any form of connection issues for as long as they can if they're going as for a paid service at the end of this year, right? That's when they're going to start charging people.
2018, I believe, is when it begins. Yes.
So they better have a very connection issue free lifespan before 2018 rolls around. Otherwise, people are going to be discouraged, and I think people will just be annoyed if they're going to pay for bad internet. But yeah, anyway, Splatoon 2 came out. Like I said, I wish Jacob was here. I know he would have a lot to say about that. But they added like a story mode and stuff, and they
Am I wrong in assuming that Jacob's the only one of us who has a Switch?
Yes. Oh no, sorry. No,
Allison,
you're not
you
wrong.
don't have a Switch, right?
I do not have a Switch. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have
there's
no
bundles.
Switch representatives here.
I saw bundles today and it was payday, but I was like, I can't afford you.
I'm still having trouble finding them. I'm still looking around, and it still seems a little bit challenging to find them. I think like
Do you have $300 to $400 of spare cash to spend?
no, I'm not
No.
even trying to buy one. I'm just looking just for the sake of looking.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I'm one of those guys who plays before he. I don't know. I thought I'd think of something. I'm one of those guys who looks at stuff instead of buys it. Basically,
Oh, hey, can I ask you a question? Like, legit
Go for
question based off of that. Like, I'm being serious. Have you guys seen any Switch demos in stores anywhere? Like, I was at Best Buy this
Oh.
afternoon. They have a 3DS, like, out for you to play with and test. No Switch console. I had to do like a shopping today. So like, I was in a Switch. I'm sorry, I was in a Best Buy. I was in a Target. I remember when the Wii U was out, there would be little kiosks where you could play the Wii U, test the games.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember
But
that.
there's nothing like that from the Switch. And just like Pat had said, like he likes to test things. It's like they don't seem to make. The stores apparently can't even get copies of the Switch
Yeah.
to put in like out for display.
That's a
It's
good
kind of
point.
weird.
That's true.
I
haven't
actually
seen a single
haven't seen any
Switch.
either.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird, like,
Ah.
with PS4 and Xbox came out and stuff, they were everywhere also. This is just
Yeah.
your average new system. And like you said, the Wii U even the Wii U, the Wii U, they had so much they didn't know what to do with anyway. But like they had, they had the new system out and stuff definitely by now, like a couple months after launch and stuff. It's weird that, I guess you're right, Switch hasn't been around. But it might be just what you said, the supply is low apparently if everyone's buying it. Maybe they can't request it even though it's just one per store. I don't know. It's still weird though. It definitely is weird. I'm hoping that when like Mario Kart, the next Mario Kart or something, or the next Smash Brothers comes out, and they do one of those crazy Best Buy events where they get everyone to come in and try the game before it's out or whatever. Maybe then they'll have a kiosk that I could try. Although last time when Smash Bros. Came out, I went to one of those events and the line was so big I didn't get to join after waiting for like 6 hours. But those were dark
Oh,
times.
was that for
Super
the
Smash?
Smash Wii U, the
Yeah.
Invitational? Was that what that was?
It was advertised with the Invitational. I think technically it was basically just like you get to play Smash Bros. Before it's out, you gotta play a Wii U demo or whatever. But I waited
Okay.
in line at one of my Best Buys for 6 hours, and they closed it while I was practically next, and it was very unfortunate. So I didn't actually get a chance to play. Although I was with two of my brothers, and one of them was able to kind of sneak their way into the different part of the line without my advocation. And they were end up getting to try the 3DS version demo just for a little bit. They weren't even supposed to let people try it, but they just felt bad for all the guys in line. So like, all right, you guys could try the 3DS demo and stuff. Of course, I didn't get to try it though, and the person who was actually complaining about waiting the longest was the first who got to try it. But anyway, that's a story for a different time. Does this make PC the last free online platform? Is PC really? I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it would be free technically.
Basically.
Because I mean, the internet you pay for anyway, that would still apply to the consoles also. PC is a gold subscription now. Yeah.
Unless you're playing a game that charges you any kind of specific fee to play online with other people. Yeah, PC's the last free platform.
Well, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting to that point soon.
3DS, right?
3DS. What about 3DS?
3DS would be the last free platform, right?
What? 3D platform?
You don't have to pay. Like, you don't have to pay an online subscription fee to play like Smash Bros.
No.
People.
Yeah, you're right. The 3DS or Wii U, you could still. Yeah, so I guess the 3DS is still technically a modern system, I guess. Even though I have suspicions that's going to be closing pretty soon here.
Oh, don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it.
That's true. I don't want to jinx it. It's had a really good lineup. Like, it's been around forever, and like just a lot of good games came out for it. If you're looking for a portable system that's cheaper than the Switch, I definitely advise getting the 3DS. At the very least, a 2DS or a new 2DS XL or whatever.
Oh, the new 2DS XL is so handsome.
It is. It really is. And there's a huge lineup of games for the 3DS by now. Like, just tons of great ones you can play. Even like Smash Brothers and stuff. Like, I played the heck out of that one. Even though it was like a little bit watered down compared to the Wii U one, I still found enjoyment in the things that were different from it than the Wii U version. And even just being able to take it wherever you go. And they haven't announced a Switch Smash Brothers port yet. So right now that's the only portable Smash Brothers. But hey, Nintendo, if you're watching, I want to get on that Wii U port over to the Switch.
So since we're not on like too formatted of an episode, yeah. I want to ask you two. Do you think we're going to get Smash 4, the Switch edition, or do you think they're going to hold out and wait for Smash 5? What do you think the odds are in terms of what Nintendo needs, the demand Nintendo needs to fulfill, or their commitment to making more quality titles? What do you think we're going to see with the Smash Brothers franchise?
So, okay, I think it would be absolutely smart of them to put the Ford over, and I still think they will, probably. The only thing that's weird is how many ports they've already announced, and none of them being Smash Brothers. Kind of like when we were talking about E3 predictions and stuff. Announcing that at E3, that would have just made the Nintendo presentation, that much stronger. It's just a little strange that they haven't announced it yet. I still think they're going to do it. As some people say, porting is as simple as copy paste, even though that's not true. But I'd imagine it'd be easy enough to where they would do it to hold people over until the next Smash Brothers. That's what I would hope for, at the very least. Although maybe they do just want to save time for the next Switch Smash Brothers or Melee HD, as the Melee community have been asking for a long time.
Oh.
Although I'm not entirely sure that would come, but you never know. But yeah, anyway,
yeah.
I think it's still possible. I do think it's concerning that they haven't announced it yet. I think they're kind of missing their window of opportunity as far as to capitalize on a new system and stuff. If they wait too long, the system's no longer going to be like new. So I know there are tons of people out there who buy systems just for Smash Brothers. Most of the people who bought Wii U practically bought it for just like Smash Brothers or maybe one or two other games and stuff. And tons of people would buy a system that's apparently new, that came out a couple months ago. They'd be like, oh, this is coming out, this bundle with Smash Brothers, heck yeah, I'm going to buy that. I could take that on the plane. I can carry Smash Brothers with me on the plane. And it's local 4-player, Smash and stuff. I give them these controllers and stuff. I take off, the tiny little things. We get to play 4-player Smash Brothers on the plane. I think that's a huge selling point, just being portable. It's just weird that they haven't announced it yet, basically. Though I still wouldn't say it's not impossible for them to put it out, though. I still think there's still time. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Also, they could do what they did with Mario Kart, include all the DLC, because that was a great idea, I think. Just give more reason to buy it, put all those new characters on it, all those new maps and stuff. That alone, people would rebuy that game for sure, just for that. Because so many people, I'm sure a lot of people nowadays aren't going to buy the DLC for Wii U. The Switch is out, the next Smash Bros. Is going to come out eventually. So, that kind of DLC, the eShop DLC for Smash Bros. Is probably not going to be bought, I don't know. I've made my point anyway. Just...
I do just wonder, because they chose to make a full-blown sequel to Splatoon rather than port Splatoon over, are they going to apply the same logic to Smash Brothers? Just figure, well, it's been long enough. Let's just make a new one. I'm curious to see how they move forward.
That's true. That's a good point. Splatoon 2, and even when I saw the presentation on Splatoon, like I was like expecting it to be kind of a deluxe version, although apparently that they added enough to make it a new game. But it's, I mean, that's what it looks like. I'm not doubting it. But yeah, I wonder, because like, if I'm having trouble putting this into words, but there's a huge time gap between each Smash Brothers game. So I feel like if they were going to do a port, they want to do it early on to give them just as much time as they can over there. But maybe they're so worried about time constraints that they were just like, okay, we can't risk that. I think they wouldn't be worried about it competing as far as sales go. I think they would know that people would buy both copies, most likely. Smash 4 first and then Smash 5 next. I don't think they'd be too worried about competing sales. But it's just, the whole thing is just strange that they haven't announced it yet. So if they are going to announce it, they're going to announce it a little bit later than I would expect. But yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting. Caleb, you got input?
I don't know. I don't play much Smash Brothers.
Okay. Hey, your bottle of shame is a little bit off-centered. Let me put that back on.
What? No.
So, what I was
Make sure everyone can see that bottle. My bottle was very visible.
Yeah, should I make this much bigger?
As long as there's
Pikachu.
down B, I'm good.
Spamming that down B.
That's Alton's style in a nutshell. Maybe I should just cover his face with the empty bottle of shame. All right, let's at least do that. There we go. Nice and big. Yeah. So I definitely like Smash Brothers port would definitely win me over to buy a Switch. I mean, I'm already gonna buy one eventually. I just, Mario Odyssey, that might be the day. It's like when Mario Odyssey comes out, I might be like, all right.
That just looks so awesome.
Can we talk about October 27th? So Mario Odyssey comes out. Stranger Things Season 2 comes out. There was another. Basically, I'm at a wedding party that weekend, and we're already joking. We told the groom, hey, you need to cancel your wedding because we're going to be playing Mario the entire weekend. Like, it's just, I don't know why October 27th is lining up to be this massive release date for so much content, but it is. Like, they're front loading that date. Oh, it's gonna be insane. Is that the last Friday of that month?
I should know since I'm going to be doing a podcast on the last Friday of that month anyway. So let me check.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the last Friday of that month, the 27th.
So, you're gonna have the most. That's on track to be the most stacked episode you've ever done.
I guess
just
so.
Everything to talk about that day. Hey, you guys still playing Mario? Yes, we're still playing Mario.
It's true. That's true. I wonder if I could get Mario on that day and then just play it during the podcast, or better yet, I skip out on the podcast and I just play Mario. All right, I think I got my October planned. I think I'm set for the podcast. I'll let somebody else take over the podcast. Just be like, I'm playing Mario, man.
Ooh, I do have a question I want to ask.
Okay.
Right as we're fresh off that. So, you mentioned buying Mario day one and playing it through. What was the last and/or what was the best experience you ever had buying a game day one and playing it just all the way through? Like, what? Any anecdotes of classic memories of buying a game and just beating it the second you got it?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if I've ever got a game day one.
No. Okay.
No. There's games I tried to get day one, but they got delayed because everyone was trying to get day one. I.e., Smash Brothers for the 3DS, like I was just talking about. Dang, I'm not sure if I've ever gotten a game day one other than that. But like just in general, getting early games and stuff, and then playing them like all the way through. Okay, one of them is like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I don't know why, but just seeing those trailers, that game stuck with me. I really wanted that game. I loved the original and stuff. I played it like nonstop all the way through, and I was a little disappointed in myself for playing it all the way through. I felt like I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have, just because I was playing at like such a faster pace. I wasn't necessarily doing 100%. I was so delved into this game that I really wanted to just beat, and so I think it was a little bit. I think that it could cause a little disappointment, I think, if you play so much at once, you know, and then you have to go through a break period eventually. Obviously, you get a burnout, and then you gotta stop playing for a bit. But
That's what I felt like when I finished Portal, just the first one. I was like, wait, what? That's it?
oh
Like,
yeah, well,
I'd gone through that game like all the way through from start to
Right.
finish, and then
Ah,
I was just like, oh,
Well-
I should have just, I don't know.
Portal doesn't make it easy for you too much either, because that is a really short game.
yeah.
Portal.
Yeah.
Portal 2 is a lot longer, and I think just in general, kind of a better game, just because it's like Valve was like, oh, people really really like this concept. Let's evolve on everything we did in the first game to make it that much better. Also, for those of you guys watching, there may or may not be a Portal 2 series with yours truly, Patnet and Owlton, coming out eventually if we ever actually record it.
Oh. Pipe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a cool game. I like Portal. I also
Yeah, it's
got
gonna be.
Smash Brothers on the 3DS day, or like supposed to get it on day one. I played that one all the way through, but ironically, I had a different experience. Not ironically, but funny enough, I didn't get bored of it like whatsoever. There was no cooldown. I just played it nonstop until the Wii U version came out. Then I played that one nonstop, and I think I finally got my first Smash Brothers cooldown around February, and the 3DS Smash Brothers I think came out in November, if not October or something. So that I had a different experience with that one, but that Smash Brothers got a ton of replayability. You know, a story mode game, you know, all the way through. It's natural to get a bit of a burnout, but yeah, interesting. I've always like thought about getting a certain game on day one. Like I would think, oh man, that game I should just get day one, but it just never works out that way really, because it's like you got to really plan around that. You got to plan on actually going somewhere that day to get that game and stuff. You got to plan on having the money to get that game. Yeah, it seems more, and also the game could end up sucking, and you could have, you know, if you're not looking at reviews or whatever, it could just end up being really bad, and then that would be unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Honestly. It's a money. It's a time and a money sink.
Not when it was day one, but I beat New Super Mario Bros. Wii the day I got it. Funny story, actually, with Owlton here. Owlton, his brother Bombastic, and myself, and my brother Danster, we all played 4-player co-op that game. Just
great.
Oh.
one day we're like, all right, let's just boot it up. We're just gonna play it, and we're not gonna stop. And we didn't stop. We played for like 8 hours straight, and we beat it. The last 4, if not 5 hours we were playing, we weren't really even having that much fun because we were so tired, and we're just like, we just wanted to beat it. So I definitely would say we felt the burnout during that one. The most enjoyment I got was from throwing Owlton off the edge and stuff. But actually, like, it's not a bad game.
It was constant, and I didn't know how to throw him off. Like, I didn't realize the buttons. I was like, oh.
It's not a bad game, but when you play 8 hours straight with 3 people, and that game's notorious for having the hardest co-op because it makes you want to strangle your friends and stuff.
Everybody
so
bounces
that
off each other and everything.
right,
And
it
then
was a very
everyone
rough
turns into
experience.
bubbles, and then you just
Yeah.
float away, and then someone else
Right.
accidentally presses the bubble button.
Now,
And
funny enough, not a single person there wanted to stop playing until we beat it. It became a challenge of our endurance. That's what it became. We had to just endure it as long as we can, and then just drop it off because we.
there was always one person messing around at all times. It seemed like.
Yeah, it was unavoidable, the mischief that people would deal with.
And yeah, it was great.
But anyway,
Very cool. Very cool.
I beat. Wait, and he said. Not every star coin. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. But yeah, now that's an interesting series, New Super Mario Brothers. It doesn't have the greatest reputation for more hardcore gamers as of after the Wii U one came out. I think people were a little bit tired of that schmick of doing, you know. I think a lot of people were disappointed that the Wii U one was like the same kind of game, just different levels. But at the end of the day, you know, more levels is still fun. Tell you what, also, spotters, you're in chat. If you have any kind of category or something you would like us to go over, then feel free to let us know. And other people in chat if there's other people. And we'll talk about that. What I was thinking we could do sometime, I didn't know if I wanted to dedicate a whole podcast to this sometime, but a video game story podcast or even section I think would be really cool. If you guys have any crazy stories that happen to video games, now might be a good time to share them. Because I know I got one.
What do you mean by that?
How crazy are
Okay,
you willing to get?
tell you what, I'll tell mine first, and then that'll give you guys an idea, and you can like think about it while you're there. I was kind of saving this for like a specific podcast, but whatever. There wasn't a lot of news this month, so I think it would be appropriate here. I was playing Pokemon Crystal when I was really young. Still to this day, my favorite Pokemon game. I think it's very solid.
It's pretty good. It's really good.
I also feel like there's like just enough Pokemon, but I feel like I've expressed this before on another podcast. But I had this like Game Boy Advance SP that when you shook it, it would freeze. That totally is not gonna lead anywhere. I just brought it up for the sake of bringing it up. But I was playing the game. I was really bad at Pokemon. There's this one NPC in the game that gives you a Shuckle. And Shuckle looked like the dumbest Pokemon I ever saw when I was little. I was like, this guy is literally a rock. It's a rock with pointy stuff. I was like, this guy is just the dumbest Pokemon I've ever seen. So I went to the name changer. I gave it a really stupid name. Very childish name, like Dumbo or something. And I went to the name remover, or the move remover, or whatever it's called. The move changer, or whatever. I don't know what it's called. But I basically got rid of all his moves, except you have to have one move. So I was like, all right, what's like the most worthless move I could give him? I was like, all right, Flash. Here we go. I'm giving him a Flash. I don't even have to waste a TM because it's an HM. And he's set. And I don't know why. I made this guy feel awful. I made this Pokemon feel awful. And I still had him in my what is it, party? I still have my party. I didn't realize that. And I went over to fight like one of these Team Rocket headquarters or Team Rocket equivalent. I'm not really sure what it was. It's been so long. But I went in there and started fighting those guys, and I had to restart a couple times. But eventually I finally got to the final guy. I finally got to, I think it was actually Giovanni, before you fight him at the very last of that game. It's been so long since I played, but I'm pretty sure it's Giovanni. My kid self thought it was Giovanni. I went up to Giovanni, and he had this wheezing, and his wheezing just kicked my last Pokemon's butt. And I was like, all right, well, this is over. I gotta go back and stuff. And then I realized I still had another Pokemon, and it was that Shuckle that was way back there. So I threw out that Shuckle, and I was like, I was gonna hope for the best. Worst case scenario, this guy gets a beating, which I'm okay with. So I just kept spamming Flash over and over again. Weezing kept missing. He just kept on missing, because that's what Flash does. It makes your accuracy less. And just constant missing. Constant missing. And then finally, my Flash had said, you can't make him less accurate, basically. So I was pressing Flash, and there's literally nothing I could do. I was like, maybe it'll run out of PP, and then I'll get, like, a new move, because I think that's how it works. Right? If you run out of PP of a move, you get Struggle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I was like, all right,
I think it's when PP of all moves, actually.
Right. Oh, yeah. Which in my case would be of that move. So I was just kept on using Flash, and then finally, the Weezing used Self-Destruct, and it missed. So the Weezing went down, and the Shuckle ended up being the victor. So that Shuckle, which I treated so poorly, ended up beating the Giovanni, and I was like, I'm gonna change his name right now. I'm gonna fix the mistakes I've made. I'm gonna stay in my room. I'm gonna eat my vegetables. I'm gonna be the best person you've ever seen, and I'm gonna give him back to his original owner, because I was technically just borrowing him. So Shuckle went home happy, and Giovanni was lost. Anyway, that's the story I had from so long ago. Oh no, wait, there's another piece. Actually, I completely forgot to mention this. After I beat Giovanni, after I returned Shuckle and stuff, I was so excited that I ran upstairs to wake up my older brother. And as I was running upstairs, I shook the SP and it froze. So I lost all that data. So,
That's so sad. No.
it was karma. It was karma. I should not have been doing that stuff to Shuckle. Shuckle said, "Look, this is the mistake you made. I could have been your savior, and instead you just beat me up. So now you lose your save file, basically." Yeah. Okay, that's the story. Very depressing. Very depressing. Who is this? In King? We got
He's
a king.
the king of kindness, and he's here.
Welcome, King of Kindness.
He is the king of all things kind.
I'm trying to figure out what that crown has 2 eyes on it, which made me think of ukulele.
Yeah, it's like, and it's got hair or eyebrows at least.
Very nice.
It's odd.
Well, you guys got any stories for the Soda Story cast or whatever?
I'm trying to figure out if I want to link tragic or funny. I don't know.
What about?
Oh, okay, wait. That's not. But it's
No, it's great. It's great. I want to hear it. Come on.
It's when I accidentally, but I broke a controller once by raging
Oh no.
as a kid.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's this racing game where there's this one thing where you have to change the suspension on your car for it to be able to do a wheelie, but it gives you no direction on how to do it, or even that you had to change your suspension. As a kid, I had no idea how to do this, so I got so irritated that I couldn't figure out how to do it. I just threw the controller down on the ground, and everything popped up a little bit, and then the controller didn't work anymore.
Ah.
Oh no.
And then I realized I probably should not smash my controller on the ground.
Controller
Never did.
fragility is a real thing, man.
I got really irritated, I guess.
I remember I got very irritated while playing a DS game, and I threw the DS down wooden stairs. It probably wasn't a good idea. Come to think of it.
Oh.
But it's okay. It wasn't my DS, so it was actually my brother's, so we're good.
But the funny thing is, I had done that several times, and the controller didn't break. And then, so I just thought it wasn't gonna break, and then it did, and I was like, "Oh, whoops!"
Now wait, don't you
How am I
have
gonna explain this?
childhood stories of you tying one of your controllers to your beam and then hitting it with a bat or something? I don't know. I could be remembering that wrong.
Okay, so I had this one GameStop controller that I got gifted as a kid, and it broke, I don't know, 2 years after I got it or whatever. So I think you guys were over, but I think I already started just beating it up before that. But I hooked it up to these beams, so not right here, but over there, and I got I think a PVC pipe,
Oh my
and
gosh.
strung it up and just started hitting it with a PVC pipe, and it would slowly start coming apart and everything. And then you guys came over and you're like, "Wait, why are you doing that?" I'm like, "It's broken." It's like, "What? Did you just break it?" No, it doesn't work. You're like, "You could fix it." I'm like, "No, no."
This isn't too epic or too tragic, but it's always something I found amusing. So, when I got a Nintendo 64 back in 1996, I was playing Killer Instinct Gold, and I found that I couldn't pull off certain move combinations, and after enough button mashing, I assumed the controller must be broken. So I told my parents, I was like, "Hey, this controller's broken." So they had a warranty, and they called Nintendo, and they're like, "The controller's broken." They're okay, all right, we'll ship you a new one. You just put the old one in a box and send it back. So in the time between the new controller being shipped and the old, I realized, oh, I wasn't hitting the right button combinations. That's why I wasn't doing anything. I learned about fighting button combinations, basically. So this brand new controller shows up at my doorstep, and I just keep it. And we never sent Nintendo the controller they were due. And so that's how I ended up with 3 Nintendo 64 controllers. And I just never bothered to address it to my parents or anything.
Oh
It was
my
just like,
god.
all right, whatever. Thanks for the free controller, Nintendo.
Oh god,
Nintendo's not bad.
they're gonna show up at your door now and get it back.
Just beat me up.
Beat
Give
you
it
up.
back!
Just bring like police sticks.
I'm sorry.
Whole SWAT team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, if your controller wasn't broken then, it'd probably break pretty soon anyway with those really crappy sticks that just break instantly.
I don't even have it anymore. That's it's gone the way of it's rest in peace. You know,
It's rest in
it's
peace,
buried.
yeah.
It's buried in the backyard somewhere. You know.
It's somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually used to do that. I used to just bury anything that broke.
Aww.
And I'd be like, one day I'm just gonna dig all this up and it's gonna be so nostalgic. Then I forgot where I buried it all. So
Do you still live at the,
Never
do you
gonna
still
do
live at
that.
the same house?
no.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna put in a pool, and then they're gonna be like, what is all this stuff? all
Just
this
a jump.
all this junk buried everywhere.
You're like, what? Oh,
That'd be pretty funny.
Pat.
I think
Every
I also
lawn
left a
is
message too. I think there was a message in a
didn't-
bottle.
Time capsule.
It wasn't necessarily a time capsule. It was just like, it was literally practically a message just saying, "Hi, this is Patrick." I was just like wrote down, I was like, "Hi, this is Patrick" or something. They just put it in a plastic bottle, littered it underground and stuff, just like you're supposed to. That's what you're supposed to do with trash, right? You just bury it. That's the best way to deal with it.
I know. I did
Think
something
of it,
like that
oh,
as a kid. I used a printer and I put my face on the printer so it would scan my face. And then, because I didn't have a camera or anywhere to post it, print a picture out, so I just did that, put my face directly into the.
Oh, for a time
printer.
capsule?
Yeah, for a time capsule.
Oh
I
my
put a
gosh,
lid on
that's
it and,
hysterical.
buried it. And then I dug it up again. I didn't last very long.
Well, it's like you
You're
can't handle that
You're
excitement.
nostalgic for yourself.
Yeah.
I had to put 2 Lego pieces in or something, and
Oh man. Your most prized
maybe a toy
possessions
car.
or 2 Lego pieces.
Yeah. No, I didn't want to put any of my prized possessions in there just in case I couldn't find it.
Can I just say that Legos might be one of the coolest children's toys ever? I was all over that
Yeah.
when I was young.
One of you mean the coolest children's
Right,
toy.
the coolest. You see, in my mind,
You
I was
know
thinking of video games, and does that really count as a children's toy? I don't think so. So I was like, that's the only reason why I said these. Also, specifically, I think Bionicles took the cake for me. I dug that stuff up, man.
Oh, I remember you guys had tons of Bionicles. I never understood them.
I had to
I-
build all my
I don't know
little
why.
brother's Bionicles, so I became very, very familiar with the series just because he would in my room and be like, "Can you build this for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
I mean, that's all the fun is building it. I don't know. I always would build stuff and then be like, "Oh, I
What
don't
am I
know
supposed to do
what
with
to
it?"
do now." I'd play a little bit with them and then I'd be like, okay.
Now,
Did you guys ever see? I worked at a company that prepared. Basically, we prepared all the digital versions of movies that ended up on Netflix and stuff. And we worked on a direct-to-DVD Bionicle movie about. So there's this giant island where all the Bionicles live, and then one day it gets possessed by an evil demon, and all the Bionicles are trapped in it. And one Bionicle is the chosen one, and he has to unite.
Chosen one.
He has to unite several different Bionicles with special superpowers, and their job is to go and free this island of trapped Bionicles. And I feel like it was meant to launch a long-standing series, but I didn't get to see the rest of them.
yeah, okay.
Do you guys have any familiarity with that?
Yeah, I know from start to finish that whole series. Okay, so
Really?
there was a Lego magazine, and
Yeah.
it was basically they're like, you can get a free magazine that has all this cool stuff. It was basically free ads, right? You get free ads that are delivered to your door, and kids just dig it up. They love it. And
I love
Okay.
that. As a
I got
kid.
a magazine
the
of
Lego
product
magazines.
placement every month or every couple weeks or something like that. They had a Bionicle comic book in it that would help that story along. And the funny thing is, the person behind that storyline and stuff was actually a really good author. I think that's what you would call it. And he was so good at story building. The thing is that because the thing was made to just sell stuff, he would often have to throw in all these new characters and stuff just for the sake of having more things to sell for Lego and stuff. So because of that, the actual comic books also it only came out every month, and they were selling different kinds of Bionicles more than every month. So the comics books couldn't even keep up with the new characters that were coming out. So everything was so loosely tied together. The actual story was like really good, but the way it was presented in comic book form was so bad and so choppy and stuff, and you couldn't make like sense of it because there were so many like loose ends and whatnot. Just because it was only like every month. Actually, I think it still only came like the Bionicle magazine only came every other month, even though the magazine came every month. Because you also have to get the artwork and stuff. So it just takes a while to make, and when you have the story that has to keep progressing to match all these characters that Lego are throwing out and stuff, it just got so hectic and rather bad, I should say. However, they had Bionicle books as well. Those, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to read. But from what I hear, they were much better than the comic books, because it was a cool story. It really was. There's a lot of smart ideas and stuff, and it's just a shame that the comic books presented it so poorly. And that's my only knowledge of it, really, is through the comic books. But yeah, I'm aware.
Okay.
Yes.
And then they came out with something else called Heroes or something in replace of Bionicles. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Okay. So Bionicles started making Bionicle pieces cheaper and stuff, and they started appealing to the wrong audience. They started appealing to younger people, when in reality the Bionicles were so advanced that it was the older people who were their biggest demographic. But they wanted to just get more younger people in, so they started making the pieces bigger and less customizable. Like the only thing you could use these pieces for are for the specific build, and that's definitely not what Bionicle was about. So they basically dug their own grave, and then they made a successor that would hopefully get past it, but the successor was way worse and everyone hated it. And then they brought back Bionicle in like 2015 or something, and then the problem was, though, is that they still had that grave dug. So it's like
Digging.
there's nothing they could do. It was gone. Like, you lost your audience, and the mistakes you made that made it Bionicle bad were still there. So anyway. Strangely enough, I've kept tabs on Bionicle. They still have a Facebook page that like makes posts for some reason. I don't know why. They don't have Bionicles anymore, so. But the Facebook page is still making posts.
I feel like they use that limited swappability model to make. There's a line of Star Wars Lego like action figures that when I see them I go, oh, these are just Bionicles, but that one looks like Luke Skywalker, and that one looks like Darth Maul.
I saw those too. That was that creeped me out a little bit. I feel like because I've always pictured Bionicles just kind of as like robots, but seeing them with like actual human skin made me feel weird. It gave me a weird.
It's odd.
Thing about stuff. And you see like all these cracks and crevices and stuff between all their joints and whatnot. You're like, oh, that doesn't look like a human. Yeah, it's definitely weird. But I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of those pieces wouldn't fit in a lot of other scenarios. They definitely limited the amount of customization with the pieces, and that was their biggest flaw is making it less advanced. When in reality, that's what people wanted, was just more advanced. Because they like crazy Bionicles out there.
Yeah, I feel like any Lego set that limits customization is just a flaw in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember really being into Legos until Minecraft. I found out about Minecraft. Then I was just always building stuff on there. I'm like, well, I can have infinite amount of pieces to build with it. And then I lost interest in Legos after that.
Well, and then they had the weirdest thing where they had Lego Minecraft, which is totally strange to me because there's not even it's not even like builds you could reference. It's just like green Legos.
Here's the landscape.
Yeah, it's all landscape. It's like you could just do that with Legos anyway. There's no like specific scenes or specific characters that you build with Legos. It's like selling Legos and just calling it Minecraft even though it's just Legos. It was just so weird. I don't know. But yeah, Legos was really cool for sure. And until they were wedged into your foot, but other than that they were good. I liked Legos.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
The pain never goes
away. My cousin
away.
swallowed a Lego once.
Nice.
Oh,
I think I might have also.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no way I couldn't have.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I feel like sometimes like if you're trying to take a piece off with your tooth, like I always did that as a kid,
You're at risk. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that, and then
It hurts
you
your
could
teeth
accidentally-
too. It starts like
I know.
healing back like parts of your teeth. Anyway, did somebody say
Do you remember
Bionicle
the Lego
Minecraft?
separator they used to have? Like, it was that little gray thing, and it was like, use this to take apart pieces. It was like, this doesn't work.
I know. I was like, no, that's not gonna. That's
It
not
didn't
gonna.
do anything.
My teeth do a better job than this.
Yeah. And then like all your
That's
pieces
exact-
would get like
That was
tooth-
my exact
tooth
reaction to
cracks and
that.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I would like snap pieces and stuff. They were small enough.
Well, it's like
And
props to Lego for making them stick so well, but oh my gosh, they stick way too well at some point. There's nothing you can do for certain Legos. They will be stuck for eternity. There's certain ones. It's usually the thin pieces.
If they're
these
really-
tiny thin
they're
pieces.
really small, thin pieces
Yeah.
that, and then you try to take them apart.
When they're on
Oh,
for
no.
good, and they should put a disclaimer for that in this either instruction booklet because kids aren't going to know that. They're like, what if I just put all the Legos on one thing and just make the longest crappy Lego tower I can, and then next thing you know they can't take it apart because it just gets so stuck. Yeah, that's annoying. Harder to split than atoms, they say. So yeah, we this is the Soda Popcast where we usually talk about Nintendo games. However, we sometimes go off onto random tangents about Lego and Bionicles and stuff like that. This is certainly one of the more unorthodox podcasts, but that's okay. I'm still having fun. That's what's important here.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was one significant piece of Nintendo news this month. And it wasn't exactly a great piece. Did you guys hear about the Walmart SNES Classic cancellations?
Okay, no, I didn't hear about that, though I do want to talk about the SNES Classic at some point. But yeah, go on.
Well, if you want to launch an official discussion on it, I'll just incorporate this later, whatever you're up for.
Okay, tell you what, I'll do that. I'll do the grand launch for that. I completely
Yeah.
forgot that because I don't think we really talked about it last podcast, so it might not have been out by then. But yeah, the SNES Classic was announced and just recently hit stores like 2 days ago, actually. It's been impossible to find, just like everyone expected.
Oh, really?
It's sold like incredibly well, just like the NES Classic. I'm actually really glad you brought this up because the SNES Classic has Star Fox 2 on it, which is just the most amazing thing they could have done. Just the smartest decision to put a game that everybody wanted to try for years. And wait, we have talked about this in the podcast, haven't we? We talked about this last podcast.
I'm a dummy. Yeah, because I remember telling the story about how the developers got a beer.
Yeah, that's
after
exactly
20
what I
years.
remember.
Okay, we did. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just tell the story that I did have at the moment. So, 2 days ago, at the very least. Last Friday specifically, Walmart released a page of pre-orders for the SNES Classic, and they sold out within minutes. The site even crashed in the amount of traffic.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Within the last 48 hours, everybody who pre-ordered their SNES Classic through that have been getting cancellation emails from Walmart because Walmart put the pre-orders up before they actually had the go-ahead from Nintendo. And I actually have at least 2 friends who have been affected by this, where last Friday they paid money and they were like, okay, great, I got an SNES Classic, boom, done. And now it's like, dear sir, we're sorry, but no.
Yeah.
Walmart. And it's like, I feel so bad for them. But it makes me think, I'm never going to get one if this is what people who actually wait, this is what happens to them.
It's like
They need to
literally
make
helpless.
more.
It's so annoying.
They can make a lot of money off of it if they make more.
I know. It's weird. It's like, okay, if you're gonna you sell it for $60. I assume I assume that would cover up a lot of costs of making the darn thing. If you're gonna sell something, typically you sell it for more than what it's making, so you're making a profit of it, and it also covers the cost of creating it. So, if they're already covering the cost of creating it, why not create more? It's clear you're clearly gonna get paid back for it. I don't understand. Unless, actually, Splotters brought up something about Nintendo 64 Classic. That would be pretty cool. And if they're on some kind of schedule where they want to make classics like that, then maybe... Because, so they canceled the NES Classic. The most likely reason is to work on the SNES Classic, which I still don't think was a great decision. But if they're on that kind of tight schedule, then they're probably going to end the SNES Classic also if they're going to make a Nintendo 64 Classic at some point. I haven't seen any speculation for the Nintendo 64 Classic yet. No announcements or anything like that. Though if they're on some kind of schedule like that, it's kind of a little bit more understandable if they're just getting tons of classics out there. It's still just frustrating that there's so many people who can't get it. And the SNES Classic, man, just every game on there is so doggone good. It's so each one is just hit after hit after hit, and people can't get it. Even it's so disappointing. But yeah, that. Also, like with the Walmart thing, like putting out pre-orders. Why is that so common these days? Like you find that even on like Amazon and stuff. Like, oh, Amazon put this up early and stuff. Like, what are you doing wrong? Just ask Nintendo first. That people don't have to freaking lose their pre-orders or whatnot. I mean, not every. We can make all companies less like GameStop. That's what we got to do. And you're not helping by saying, oh, we didn't tell Nintendo, we didn't ask Nintendo or whatever. I don't know. It's all just weird. The trademark is confirmed for it, so there's hope. That's true. Although I think like Sony has PlayStation all the way up to PlayStation like 20 or something already trademarked. So they probably just don't want for some reason anyone else taking it. I mean, I don't think anyone would, but it's also possible it could be coming. Who knows? That'd be pretty cool. Okay, wait, I got a quick question for you guys. Since both of you guys have experience with the Nintendo 64, if there was a Nintendo 64 Classic, what kind of games would you want to be seen? Or what kind of games would you want on it?
Basically everything I already owned in cartridge form.
Yeah.
You gotta have, I mean, okay, so I want to give an answer that's not expected.
I gotcha.
I think Pilot Wing 64 is
Really?
something that I would be interested in trying again. I haven't played that in a long time, and I have fond memories of it. So if it were bundled with an N64 Classic, boom. Yeah, 3D spawners. Rogue Squadron.
Oh,
I never get tired of that. I never get tired of that. Absolutely, that has to be on there. That would require some licensing from Disney, though, so that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I'm up for Mega Man Legends, or in that case, Mega Man to be repackaged and resold in as many versions as possible. So if they can somehow get that on there, I know they won't, but if I can dream, I would love to see Mega Man Legends on the N64 Classic.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Well, yeah, there's the obvious, like Mario 64 and like Mario Kart and stuff. Ones that would be trickier. I don't think Banjo-Kazooie could go on there. I don't, because they already have that like
Probably not
on Virtual Console for Xbox, so that would be a big shame if they couldn't get that on there. Especially because, like I said so many times on the podcast, the game is, the cartridge is really expensive and stuff, so it's really hard to get a hold of. Even you still have to get like an Xbox to get it on Virtual Console and stuff. But Donkey Kong 64, I would love to see on it. I still don't think that would go on it either. I think, well, okay, maybe. Well, they've done Donkey Kong 64 Virtual Console in the past. I think there's different licensing issues when you're selling a system that automatically has it. It's a little bit different from getting it from an online shop and stuff. So I think they could get it to work if they tried hard enough to get Donkey Kong 64 on there. Trying to think some of the others. I honestly would love Pokemon Stadium, even though it's not like the greatest Pokemon game or whatever, or the most accurate. Definitely not the most accurate.
The mini games alone in Pokemon Stadium are worth it.
There you go. That's a good point. The mini games alone. Talon would vouch for that. He loves those mini games. Yeah, I think Pokemon Stadium would be cool. Pokemon Stadium 2 also. Both of them are kind of classics at this point. But I'm trying to think.
Still kind of on the expected side, but maybe not. I don't know why, but I feel like Mario Golf for the N64 has not gotten the amount of love I personally feel it deserves. Out of all the Mario Golf games, I feel like that had the perfect balance between like great 18-hole golf matches and just the best mini golf mode possible. So if they're looking for stuff to fill out in N64 Classic, you need to have Mario Golf on there. Really, really fun.
I don't think I've ever tried that one, but I
Oh,
like.
it's so good.
I typically like golfing games. Strangely enough, I know a lot of people don't like golfing games. A lot of people just don't like golf in general. But I don't know.
I played golf in high school, so I kind of
Gotcha.
I enjoy it.
Okay, I play with my grandfather whenever he's around here. But I know I played like the golf on Wii Sports a lot, and I really enjoyed that for some reason. I'd be like, guys, come on, let's play golf. And like, what are you doing, Pat? I play golf.
I that was me too. I really liked the golf for the Wii.
Wii Sports. But yeah, I've heard a lot of things about Mario Golf. I feel like Mario has killed it so many times with sports. As much as you see people kind of getting disappointed, like, oh, another Mario sports game, they haven't done that before. It's like, well, you don't understand. They do a good job pretty much every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of what other Nintendo 64 games I have. I don't have a lot. Oh, Smash Brothers. Definitely Smash Brothers. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be great. That would be awesome.
That
Even just to have even just to have a new Nintendo 64 USB controller, not USB, but one that plugs in, just a new one that's like maybe they even fix the stick a little bit. They still want to make it
oh
retro
my gosh,
feeling.
the stick.
Oh, Rayman 2.
Rayman 2.
Rayman 2 has to be on there.
I didn't realize there was
really
Rayman
really
on
good.
that system.
Yeah, Rayman 2 was it was a multi-platform release, but I remember the N64 version being really really good.
Okay.
Definitely would recommend that.
Oh, Mario
I really
Party.
like.
Yep.
Hey, you know what?
I thought of that too.
They
I
should
forgot
fix the stick. They should fix the stick and put Mario Party 1 on there. That would get people
So
hyped.
you don't have the hand friction
Right,
pain.
exactly. And that's like the only reason they haven't really been able to put Mario Party 1. If they could find a way to make Mario Party 1 work, I think that would help them a lot because it's really hard to get that game now. But then obviously they would want the classics like Mario Party 2. And was Mario Party 3, I think Mario Party 3 was on GameCube, wasn't it?
No, 4 was the first one on
4 was
GameCube.
on
1,
GameCube.
2, and 3.
All right, yeah.
1, 2, and 3 all had.
Was-
Yeah.
All three of them. That's what I want. All three Mario Parties.
Which one was the Western kind of styled one, or
That
it
was
had a
Mario
Western?
Party
2.
2.
Two.
Yeah.
Two?
I mean,
Okay.
The whole game wasn't Western themed, but there was a Western theme.
No, I know we played it
Right.
or something.
It's a good one. I think
was
that's a lot of people's favorite is Mario Party 2. I personally wasn't extremely fond of some of the mini games in it. I felt like there was a little bit too many luck reliant mini games for me. But
Oh, that whole game, I remember that match we played was totally like it seemed so rigged. Like
Hot take. 7's my favorite.
which one?
7's my favorite.
Oh, Wait, 7. Whoa.
Controversial choice, but
Yeah.
7's my favorite.
All right. Care to elaborate on
I
that
had-
a bit?
I just feel like I feel like out of. Okay, so from 8 onwards, the series gets kind of out of control, and after 2, maybe 3 to 6, it's just kind of, I don't know. 7 just feels like the purest form of getting back to the simple, straightforward. Here's some boards, here's some mini games, and here's a great collection of items and characters. Okay. Just go play. It's always the one that I bust out if I have a group of friends together, and it's like, yo, we're playing Mario Party. I don't know why. It's just, for me, I really enjoy it.
Okay, interesting.
I did enough of them to really gather a good opinion.
Okay.
On it.
I know.
I think I've only played like the second one. And
you've played the 2nd, 5th, and 7th.
I don't know.
If I assume you've only played the ones that we've played
Yeah.
with you. On the
I
7th,
haven't played anymore.
one thing that bugged me a little bit about the 7th was I wasn't a big fan of the map design. I didn't like how a lot of them were kind of one line. I kind of liked having those arrows that split off in different ways and stuff. Some of the mini games were pretty good though. I remember enjoying some of the mini games a lot. Although I think Mario Party 5 takes the cake for me. Part of that one, that one might be a little bit nostalgia biased though, because that was one of the first ones I had. But I do know.
Is that the one with all the
what?
All the bombs?
Bombs. There was a bomb mini
Bombs?
game on there, yeah. There was also there's this one called Mario Mix, which was just the most awesome mini game I've ever played. That you're like, it's a 3 versus 1, and like the one guy's like inside this like giant like mech that can
Yes.
shoot out like large blasts at people, and then the other people are just on these tiny little like what are those called? Like segways?
Like
Scooters?
Oh,
I'm looking for a
is it like
specific,
scooters or?
like the thing where you like stand on or whatever.
Okay. It's
I'm
like,
actually curious if I've ever played 5.
It's
Now I'm kind of like, ooh, I need to play 5. Ooh, like, huh?
yeah, well that minigame alone, man, is pretty awesome. I used to just go into the minigame free play and just do that one over and over again, because you get these 3 little guys just trying to shoot this one giant guy who just shoots them down and stuff. And if I recall correctly, the big guy always wins, but it was still really just fun to watch. And then they also
Nice.
had like this side game that wasn't necessarily a minigame. It was practically another game that was built in, where you would, through the course of playing the game, you would unlock car parts, and you could put those car parts and make your own car with a cannon and stuff. And it was just cool that you could customize stuff with like different stats, different health, different damage, really unique guns that did different things and stuff. So you built like basically your own tank, and then you would do a tournament and stuff. The actual gameplay of it was very, very bare bones and not good, basically. But I just remember having so much fun building my own car and stuff. Anyway, those are just the kind of things that stuck with me for Mario Party 5. And also, Spotters, who said a small underheard of one is Vigilante 8. Have you
I'm
heard
not familiar
of
with that one. Yeah.
I haven't heard of that one. What's it about? Freaking dogs barking, man.
They know what it's about.
It's for like the Nintendo 64. Is that why he brought it up? Probably. Interesting.
In case he doesn't answer, let me just Google it real quick, because I'm curious.
But yeah,
but
Mario Party's
one of
man.
my
You go
one of
ahead.
my favorite games for Nintendo 64 was the 007 one, but
It's
that's
true.
not.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's very up in the air, because the 007 license is currently owned by.
It's been owned by so many people.
I want to say EA currently has it, but I could even be wrong on that.
It goes like it just goes everywhere.
Jumping just real quick to Vigilante 8 is a vehicle combat video game developed by Luxoflux and published by Activision for PlayStation, N64, and Game Boy. So, who are Luxoflux? What are these guys known for?
I think I've heard of them. It's pretty nifty, though.
Games.
I feel like
Vigilante
I've seen
8,
footage of it.
Star
now that
Wars
you
Dem-
mention it.
True Crime Streets of LA, Shrek 2, Kung Fu Panda, and Transformers Revenge.
Okay, wait. You can probably stop there. I think the lineup started to get worse and worse and worse.
I'm sorry I dulled the reputation.
Yeah, I actually played Shrek 2 quite a bit when I was young. Unfortunately, it was one of my favorite games.
Hero
unfortunately.
time.
Yes, Owlton has also played it when he was very young too. I think
We both happened to buy the same game. Like
yeah, we
Independent.
both happen to like it, unfortunately. But yeah, I that's one of the I want to make a video on that game or something. It's so
We
bizarre
have
and
to.
like just bad.
Either of you guys play the
I'm
Shrek fighting game?
victorious.
The Shrek what?
What?
The Shrek fighting game.
Oh, on Game Boy Color?
No, I think there was a console version of it. It was like Shrek
okay.
Smash Spectacular. Like Honest Trailers referenced it recently, and I was like, oh, is that how far the Shrek franchise got? That they made a fighting game? Like,
I
What
got
happened?
one on Game Boy Color that was so bad, and that one I actually had progress. I had a whole script written out for that one. I was ready to make a video, but then my hard drive crashed and I lost all my projects and stuff. That was so unfortunate, and I haven't picked it up since. I definitely want to make a video on that one though. I almost want to do like a Shrek series where I just pick up a Shrek game each video, but this one was just wow. It's quite an eyesore. It's pretty bad. It was anyway.
Quite enough, boys.
It's quite enough, boys. But yeah, I'm Shrek games, man. All movie license games just in general, man.
I bought the worst games as a kid.
oh, Shrek Super Slam. I'm sorry, 3D Spoders.
Super
I think
Slam.
he's-
Super Slam.
I think he's worth it.
That's a great name for that. Like Super Slam.
I feel like
I'm
mine was
looking it
called
up. Hang on.
SmackDown or something.
Shrek. Oh my gosh. Shrek Super Slam is a fighting game featuring characters from the Shrek series of films. The plot focuses on Shrek and his friends telling the donkeys their own stories to put them to sleep after one of them inadvertently destroys the family's storybook.
Oh my gosh.
Release platforms: PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, Nintendo DS, Microsoft Windows, and Game Boy Advance. Characters: Shrek, the Big Bad Wolf, Donkey, Fiona, Puss in Boots, Gingy, Pinocchio, Charming, Humpty Dumpty, Quasimodo, Dronky, as in Dronkey, voiced by Tara Strong. I don't know what that is.
What the heck is that?
Little Witch, Little Red Riding Hood, Unicorn, Gnome, Black Knight, Cyclops. Oh, wow! The Xbox version has a score of 74%. That's pretty acceptable.
Yeah. You gotta look at the silver linings.
It was not the last Shrek video game, though. Do you guys want to take a guess at what the last
Shrek game was?
It's kind of a cheat because it's just basically the last Shrek movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never mind. I thought this would be more interesting. Oh God, there's a Shrek racing game.
Yes. Oh, that is apparently notorious for being one of the worst games on whatever system it's on. I think it's Wii. It's on Wii.
Shrek Smash and Crash Racing. Game Boy Advance, DS, GameCube, PS2, and PSP.
Really? Wait, is that like the giant head one? Where like everyone's got giant heads?
Oh, I don't know about that. This one is just like it's all the characters riding kind of like fantasy creatures. Oh, I think I found what you're talking about. Is it DreamWorks Superstar Karts?
That might be what I'm talking about.
Oh, hang on. Oh.
These names though, like who approved these?
Oh yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, DreamWorks.
Yep, you found it.
DreamWorks Superstar Karts, PS3, Wii, 360, Nintendo DS, and Karts is spelled Kartz.
Oh my gosh! Wait, what's it called? I'm googling it real quick.
DreamWorks Superstar Kartz. Oh, fucking. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Superstar Karts. Okay, wait. Yep, I got it. I'm gonna put that on stream, man. Let me just get a picture of it real quick.
Toothless is in this. How could you do that to Toothless?
Can we have real quick? Can we get your input on How to Train Your Dragon?
How to Train Your Dragon is in my opinion, the best thing DreamWorks has ever produced. However, they're doing to it what they did to Shrek. Like when Shrek was groundbreaking and original, they franchised it into the ground. And I think How to Train Your Dragon, personally for me, I think it's their pinnacle. But there's already a 3 and a 4 planned, and it's like, do we need this much?
See, I found number 2 being really good. Like I thought sequels are usually like really bad, like just total crap after the first one does well. I was really surprised when I saw it. But for them to put for number 2.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one. I saw the first one, and I remember liking it, and I didn't know if that was like a popular opinion or not. But I remember thinking it was good. I haven't seen it in forever though.
Yeah, that was good. I felt like the second one was actually better. I felt like it, although I haven't seen the first one forever. But for them to put another one out there, I think that's a little pushing it. I think it was perfect at 2.
I'll be cool with it if they kind of take the same kind of. So what I liked about 2 is that when we got to, it was literally like a decade later in all the characters' lives, and all of the changes in that world actually mattered. You know, like the progression of time, Hiccup coming to terms with his handicap. Like, I thought that was all really admirable in terms of. So like, if they're gonna do 3. It needs to be way further in the future, and like Hiccup needs to be, I don't know, maybe raising a kid and teaching him to respect dragons, and maybe that's the plot. Like, I think that if DreamWorks are going to continue it, they need to just keep being ambitious with the story, in my opinion.
Yeah, they can't just like put a weird. Yeah, I don't know.
This really seemed unnecessary to have a TV show. Also, which I didn't watch.
Oh. Okay,
is that any good at all? Like, I haven't experienced it.
So I haven't watched it myself, but I've watched my sibling watch it, It's not very good. It's you mean like Netflix did something for How to Train Your Dragon, and it's not.
I think Cartoon Network might have originally had it, but DreamWorks picked it up. I mean, sorry, Netflix picked it up.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hang on. So Spotters just informed me that that there's also another Shrek racing game called Shrek Smash and Crash, and the pictures don't look much better. Okay, funny enough though, neither of these games were the game I was thinking of. There's like a different one where they were like all bobble.
How many times do they have to make this game?
I don't know, man. One too many times.
Kart racers were the rage. Like, I remember there was a Crash Bandicoot. Okay, I'm gonna Google to make sure I'm not lying.
I know for PlayStation.
No, I think I know what you're talking about.
There was a Crash Bandicoot kart. Oh, not It was Crash Team Racing, but I feel like there was also a lesser Crash Kart Racer, maybe on the Game Boy Advance. What was this?
I remember I had like
one that got canceled.
Let's see.
Mickey Mouse like kart racer for PlayStation 1.
Oh, yep.
Just yep.
No, I'm saying like I realized, yeah, like basically, Mario Kart bred an entire genre of kart racers, and
yeah,
like, I know what he's saying. Yeah, there was a Disney one. I remember there was a Lego one.
Oh
Lego
gosh, I had that for Game Boy.
The Pac-Man one, and of course the most egregious one is the fact that there's a, no, seriously, the Pac-Man World Rally, but just the most egregious one is the fact that there is a Sonic the Hedgehog kart racing game, when Sonic is supposed to be the fastest thing alive. So why does he need to drive cars?
You're talking about Sonic and All-Stars Racing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I admittedly haven't played them, but
okay,
it just seems kind of.
I think I might just jump on this point real quick.
Yeah,
I have Sonic and All-Stars Racing transformed, and Knuckles, just like Sonic always is. But it actually, okay, so it was fun. I actually had a lot of fun with it when I played it. Here's the deal: I had it before Mario Kart 8 came out. When Mario Kart 8 came out, I haven't picked it up since. But there were certain things about that game. Most of it was not as good as Mario Kart in any way. But there were certain things about that game that did better than Mario Kart. For one, you could actually drive on the gamepad while you're doing couch play and everyone else looking at the screen. So you have your own personal screen on the gamepad, which for whatever reason you can't do on Mario Kart 8, which totally drives me crazy. But there was certain like tiny things like that. I'm like, wait, that's such a missed opportunity. Why didn't Mario Kart 8 do that and stuff? And it makes it almost sort of like I would say there's some reason to play it instead of Mario Kart 8, but in the long run, Mario Kart 8 is just such a solid game. But I wouldn't say this particular one I had was bad. Like you would go on top of water, like you transform into a boat on top of water. You transform to like a ship or like a plane and fly. And there's some really interesting tracks, and the visuals were really nice. The sound was very nice, but in the long run, it wasn't Mario Kart, and it was trying too hard to be Mario Kart. So, yeah.
Yeah, the visuals of that game look really nice. I saw somebody playing that.
Yeah,
and do you guys remember the DreamWorks film Ants?
Yes, I remember that. Oh my god.
There is an Ants kart racing game for the Game Boy Color.
You gotta be kidding me.
Well, all right.
No.
Okay, so wait, what time frame is this that all these are coming out? It's got to be like from year.
Ants was released on June 1st, 2001. At least in Europe, it was. The game has 3 racing modes and is similar to Mario Kart, and that's all the Wikipedia page for Ants Racing says.
Dude, that's amazing. What is it for? What? Sorry, what did you say?
Just Game Boy Color.
Just Game Boy Color. I feel like I had like a Cartoon Network racing game on the Game Boy.
Oh wait, yes. Was it Cartoon Network Racing or Cartoon Network Speedway? Cartoon Network Speedway. Cartoon Network Speedway was Game Boy Advance. Cartoon Network Racing was PlayStation 2.
No, it was Game Boy Advance.
Okay. Cartoon Network Speedway. Hang on, we're gonna dive into this. Cartoon Network Speedway, kart racing game, 2003. The game was poorly received by critics and gamers alike. IGN gave it a 3 out of 10, stating Cartoon Network Speedway is one of the sloppiest and most generic kart racers ever released on the Game Boy Advance.
Alton, so terrible.
It was released on my birthday, funnily enough. But...
Oh man.
Okay, so I never bought a Game Boy game in my entire life. I never bought. I was always gifted like these really bizarre, like, kid show games of all like, I don't know, like Tarzan, some other weird, Rugrats, just all these really weird like Nickelodeon / Cartoon Network.
And then what was
games.
the ratio of good to bad games you got?
Everything was bad except for the game that came with it, which was Mario World. I think.
The Mario's. It was like a
What was
Mario
it?
collection, right? Or
Yeah.
Super Mario World?
Yeah, Super Mario World,
Okay.
and it also had like Super Mario Brothers with them going in the tubes and the coins going down or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it was also multiplayer. Me and my brother actually hooked them up and stuff. We were able to play multiplayer on that.
Is it just me?
Yeah.
I'm really curious if anyone else had this experience. It might just be me, but was it just me, or did those cords that you connect almost never work?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
It
hit or
never
miss. Very
worked.
hit or miss.
It only worked for that game, the Super Mario World / Mario Brothers World.
It wouldn't
It
work
never
for
worked.
anything else?
It wouldn't work for anything else. Anything else that was multiplayer didn't work. Although it was from Mad Cat, which was notorious for being, at least for
Sketchy.
us, is very sketchy.
Yeah.
Like, it was real hit and miss, mostly miss.
I've had some really bad experiences with Mad Cat brand stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, I feel like every cord I got in several different brands, I never once could get the cords to work.
I had this giant brick multi-adapter kind of thingy for the PlayStation 2, I believe, and it never worked
The
once.
multi-tap?
Yeah, I had a Mad Catz Game Boy connector for the original Pokemon Red and Blue, and it didn't. They didn't talk to each other. It didn't work.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see we've all had the same experiences with Mad Cats. Are they
Yeah,
still
but-
around?
I believe they are, or at least.
My gosh. Please
at
no.
least- I know I had a Mad Catz GameCube controller that I gave to it was like, oh hey, you get this one. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's always that one controller that somebody has that nobody wants.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I have one. I think pretty much everyone has that.
I got one where like the stick is like torn and stuff. And
Ew.
I usually just give it to the least hardcore gamer, they don't notice or something. I don't know. But
This is great.
yeah, this is great. No Game Boy. The only game the multiplayer cord worked on was Mario Kart. Which Mario
At
Kart?
least that's a good one to work for, at least.
Oh, on Game Boy.
I missed out on that. Like, I wish I would have gotten that as a kid.
Oh, the Mario Kart for Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
That one was swell. That one, that's a stand up. Jeez, Mario Kart, man. This is why Mario Kart exists, because all the other kart games, except for some, I mean, Diddy Kong Racing and some of the other classics that I'm slipping my mind, that a lot of them are just bad. And I feel Mario Kart is just like, it's what they have to look up to when they're making a kart game. Like, look up to Mario Kart and try to make it as good as Mario Kart. In Mario Kart Advance, that one was just a solid one. I played it fairly recently, and just everything about it was like the controls were like so solid, and it's got like the 3D plane and stuff, and it's like it didn't bug me at all. I could just perfectly play it. But yeah,
I remember being like, wait, that game was for Game Boy? I didn't know the Game Boy had that great of pixels, or like that great of
engine
rendering
to
and
run
engine.
that 3D
Because
plane and stuff. Yeah.
I literally had all the worst games, and the only one I had was just a platformer thingy. So that was good. So I didn't realize what it was capable of.
Yeah, within the age of the advanced, I didn't get very many good games either, but I got some better ones as time went on. It also helped that the DS could run them with a backlit
That was
screen.
definitely good in keeping me up to date with the advanced library.
Yeah.
I was too young to like really go to the store and go look for a game or something. So yeah,
All your games
I
were
was
got
just
for you.
all the games were got for me. So, oh, and then after that, I didn't want any games for the Game Boy because I thought they were all bad. So I didn't. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna skip that. Let me go get games for something else.
Oh man.
So.
Well, you know what? I think it might be time for a question segment.
Sure.
Wait. I don't think Alton's been here since we've had a question segment.
Have I not?
There wasn't really a question segment in the first one. Basically, Caleb, what we do is we usually prepare questions to ask the entire group, and then we all give our answers and stuff. You could think of one while we're asking, I guess. This has happened a couple of times, so I like kind of throw a surprise on people with it.
Surprise!
By the way, speaking of surprise, in the near future, when I say near future, like, you know, a couple months or something, it's possible we'll have a new guest on here and stuff he actually wanted to join tonight, but he was just busy. Hopefully we can get him, if not next month, then the month after. But I look forward to having him on. It would be really cool. I don't want to say who just yet in case things fall through, but you're going to see some new faces soon, hopefully. But yeah, so my question, I actually wrote it down, and I forgot what it is, so I'm going to look at it. If I do if questions a lot. If you could only choose 5 games from your childhood to stay in your childhood, if you can only choose 5 games for your childhood, what would they be? You know, because you got a lot of these games that's like, oh, this game really stuck with me with my childhood. This game was my childhood or whatever. If you could only pick 5 games from your childhood, what do you think it would be significant enough to stay?
I mean, like, I only played them when I was a kid. They left an impression on me, and I never played them again.
It could be, yes. Or a game that you left impression and you played on more now, or what? But you know, a game that was so significant to your life that you wouldn't want to take away.
Oh, absolutely. Okay.
I have to get a piece of paper.
What? To list all the games?
Oh no, to try to figure out what it would be.
I wrote down 5. If it's easier just to choose less than 5, then feel free. But that's just what I wrote down. You guys both we're doing math now? Are we calculating how many games we play as a
I got to calculate how many games per second, and then times that by 3, and then divide that by 9, please.
Okay, so you guys are really thinking hard about this. I feel bad. I haven't thought about it at all. Maybe I should.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I was. Spotter's got an answer. Perfect. 1, Mario Kart 64. 2, Super Mario World. 3, Rogue Squadron. 4, Vigilante 8. 5, NHL 99, Nintendo 64 edition. Well, a lot of those are Nintendo 64 games.
They're pretty great.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, now you guys are thinking so hard. I feel like I should get a good answer. Let me think. What games did I play from childhood? Okay, I'm gonna say, without thinking about it, without grabbing out a pen and paper and doing calculus or whatnot, I would say. Oh my gosh, this is kind of a hard question.
I know, right?
The Lego Star Wars franchise played a big part in my childhood, I think. I love those games so much. But I'm not sure if it would be in one of my 5. Maybe...
Now, okay, I'm going to just throw... Not Minecraft, right? Because that was more recent. I mean, it was kind of like the mid-stage between...
I would say that counts for you. You were relatively young when you picked up Minecraft Pocket Edition.
Yeah, that was pretty great. So I guess that would be like my last one.
Are you guys like actually writing a list? I wasn't expecting this to be too difficult of a question.
I got 5.
It's difficult. I got 5 as well.
I'll go whenever you guys are ready.
Go for it, Tom. I'm still thinking.
All right. So I have 5 specific games that I think impacted me in ways that not only affected my development as a gamer, but just kind of my development as a person. So I'll list my 5 that I have to keep my childhood because I'm not the same person. So Star Fox 64 was kind of like crucial in me developing really good like hand-eye coordination and reflexes, and just kind of like pattern memorization.
Right.
Right. It helped me just pay attention to the way things play out and how to react to them.
Okay.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was just kind of my introduction to kind of like long-form epic narratives that kind of inform a lot of the things that I'm into right now. Like whether it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe or just kind of like all-time favorite things like the Lord of the Rings franchise.
Okay.
That totally dipped me into it. Star Wars Battlefront, the initial 2 games just gave me some of the best multiplayer experiences I ever had with friends. That was like the backbone of so many sleepovers, and just it was so good. So Pokemon Red kind of taught me the value of strategic planning and impressed upon me the value of memorization of vital information. Like if I could keep up, if I can keep up with everything in this Pokédex, I can learn how to kind of study better, like how to memorize things better. And then the last thing I have is Super Mario 64. Just kind of, it left an impression on me of encouraging me to think outside the box and explore every option put in front of you. And just, all these games, the majority of them, 4 of these 5 are Nintendo games, admittedly, but that's just because that was my first console. But, they all had very practical kind of ideas behind them that I think are kind of personality shaping, in my opinion. So, got to have all these on my list if I were to do anything.
That's a pretty good list.
Thank you.
Those are pretty good games in there. Which Pokemon did you say? I might have missed that.
I just used Red because that was the first one I had. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, I think that helped my list a little bit. Some of the stuff you're saying. I would say Pokemon Crystal for sure, even though we've already talked about that a lot. But that game, that was the first game that was pretty much my own and not anybody else's. And I played it a lot. And as far as helping me with stuff, I'm not sure if it helped me with too much. It might have helped me read a little bit. But one thing that kind of helped me was okay, so Super Smash Brothers Brawl, specifically the Subspace Emissary, because I feel like I that's when I really noticed like how good storytelling can be in games and stuff, and that's when I started being like, okay, wait, hang on, I gotta start actually paying attention to the storylines of all these games and stuff, because there's some hidden gems out there, and just the complicatedness of everything, and it was still being displayed through cutscenes without subtitles or any kind of words. It fascinated me so much, and the emotion would make you feel even though nothing's being said at all. That just fascinated me so much. So I would say that helps a lot with story building. And then just in general, I like the Lego Star Wars franchise. There's so many Lego Star Wars games, and I sunk a lot of time into all of them. And it was a very cooperative game, so I played with my brothers a lot and stuff. So, just that social behavior of just playing a lot and working together and whatnot. I would say that's probably a good pick. I haven't thought. Oh, Donkey Kong 64 was my jam when I was little. I think the open worldness, just that blew me away. Exploration and stuff. Ever since then, I've been so fascinated in giant worlds to explore, and I think it's thanks to Donkey Kong 64. Ironically, which I don't even think is that great of a game anymore, but still, I would say would be one childhood game I'd keep. And I think I'm at 4. I'm not sure what the 5th would be. Alton, you can go if you want. This might take me a while.
Okay. So I'm gonna go in order from kind of when I played them.
Okay.
And then these are kind of a range of just kind of I don't know, my games that I really like. So first was my first kind of console or whatever I owned, or just, it was a Game Boy. I don't know if it was what is that considered to be, just a
handheld,
handheld
system.
It was the first system I ever had, was the Game Boy Advance, and then I had Super Mario World on it. That was definitely my favorite game. Every once in a while, I would always come back to that game. No matter all the other games I would play, but then I'd always come back to that game. But then as a kid, I played Gran Turismo on other people's systems, not my own. But when I got my own PlayStation 2, I had... So this is the next game. I had Underground, just the plain Underground, not Underground 2, just the plain Underground, and that's basically like a racing game series where you can like customize your car and stuff like that with real models and stuff, but very like in realistic kind of it's more arcadey, but not go-kart. It's like with real cars, so it's more arcadey version of that. And then I also got, which was another racing game that was a little bit better on the graphics, a little bit more customization and
Say
stuff.
that one more time real quick? I think I missed it on the call.
Carbon.
Carbon. Okay. Yeah.
Carbon.
Gotcha.
Do you remember that? I come to your house and like I draw
Carbon.
pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
no, you
it was really
loved
cool.
Carbon, dude. You talked about
that
it.
was like that was like my favorite game of all time for the longest time.
Yeah.
You could go and like cop chases and stuff and drive around. What was cool about this game was it was free. You could after you did a race, if cops were following you, you'd have to get away from the cops afterwards and stuff. And that whole aspect of being able to free roam around and not have to even do anything was super cool. I loved that as a kid. Then the next step actually was going backwards to to Nintendo 64 for 007.
Oh, GoldenEye?
Yeah, GoldenEye.
Okay.
For the Nintendo 64. I was never able to play it until I got older. Like, I think when I was 13, I started playing it because it was rated T or whatever. And that was, like, awesome for me. Like, I'd never played a shooter game until then. And then we brought it to your guys' house.
This is kind of a nice question for you, Caleb, because growing up, you didn't play a ton of video games. So it's like 5 video games. Yeah, that's all I played when I was little. No, but I mean like, because a lot of the games you played came from after you were like, you know, in your childhood and stuff. So this is kind of a good question for you. You get to pick your favorites.
Yeah. And then after that, it would be Minecraft, which basically brings me to where I am today. With still liking to play Minecraft and stuff.
And you wouldn't consider like Counter-Strike. That's probably too recent.
That's way too recent.
Yeah, that's pretty recent.
Yeah, and then one side note, it's not a game that I like ever played, but I really like to watch like my brother play Sly Cooper. It was like if it wasn't my turn to play the console, I would still want to stick around and watch him play Sly Cooper.
That's a series of games I've always wanted to get into. I'm gonna really need to. I actually just got a hold of a used PS2, so I'm gonna have to try them again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good. I'd say I thought the story was better as a kid, but then I recently like looked over the story again when my brother like replayed all of the games, and the story is like really cheesy if you think about it. I thought it was like so mysterious and stuff.
Well, now,
because anything with like mysterious music and interesting background is interesting.
You thought it was like an intense spy thing.
I thought it was like an intense, like totally like, you know, interchain like theme. But
I think that there's some merit to trying to give that spy feel to a younger audience and stuff. From what I hear a lot from Sly Cooper about as far as the storyline goes. From what I hear a lot is like people kind of like the simplicity of it. Although I've never played it, so I couldn't vouch for myself. But
very like comic booky kind of or style kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Well, and you see, comic books usually have a relatively straightforward storyline, and I think they purposely went for that in the Sly Cooper. Although, like I said, with cheesiness, I have a hard time with seeing cheesy lines and stuff. So I don't know. I've never played it myself.
It's very very cheesy. At least in my
and it's not like meme-y cheesy, right? It's just like
no, I wouldn't say so.
Well, I think I would have to say Minecraft is my final game. Also, there's just been no other game that brought as many people together that I knew like Minecraft, because Minecraft is practically a video game system because you could do any kind of game on it, and it's just all the multiplayer experiences and all the UHCs I've done and stuff, and all the things you could do with other people is just great for Minecraft, which I think that would be my 5th.
Someone made like the whole some Pokemon game that was older and that was just in black and white. They made the whole entire game with the bugs included in Minecraft.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. Okay, so yeah, that was a long question. I didn't expect that to be that long, but I really liked a lot of these answers. Um, Tom, you got one? If you're still awake,
Hmm?
you got a question? If you're still awake,
Um. Oh right, I had to think of a question.
I did have one. I'm not gonna lie. I got buried under trying to remember the 5 games. Give me a second.
okay, I got you. I got you.
Okay, I got one for you. If you could eat a food item from any video game franchise, what would it be and why?
Oh, jeez. Okay,
Okay.
so right off the bat, I do want to. I'm not sure if this would be the top, but the sushi in Pokemon Stadium, there was like a certain mini game where you like lick the sushi and stuff. Those always look so good to me, and I was like, oh man, I want sushi so bad and stuff. And it turns out sushi actually was really good, so I bet you those really nice looking sushi would taste pretty darn good. But I'm not sure if that would be my final answer. Spotter says Notch Apple Minecraft. Yeah, it's a bit of a cop out choice.
Good pick. Good
But
pick.
I'd imagine that'd be at least criminal in the United States. But you know, I think there was something that else that looked really good to me. Um, it's a very interesting question, Tom.
I don't.
You continue to surprise me. Like one day you like brought like a trivia question and stuff that was like that we all had to like think hard about and stuff. And then you're like, hey, what do you want to eat from a video game?
I like
You know
mixing you guys up.
The only thing I can't think of anything from a video game because I mostly played racing games as a kid. Nothing with real fruit involved.
What
or-
about burnt tires? I imagine those are at least good if you if they're burnt enough.
The only thing I can think about is which I constantly bring up every once in a while whenever I see Reese's Pieces. It's not video game related; it's more movie related. But if I ever see the movie E.T. where he's throwing around those Reese's Pieces everywhere,
It's working
like,
product placement. It's actually working for
it
you.
is actually working.
Gotcha.
I want
Wait,
those. I'm like, no,
You've
don't
never tried.
throw those on the ground.
You've
Like,
never
I
gotten to
would-
try Reese's Pieces.
What?
You've never gotten to try Reese's Pieces.
No, I've eaten Reese's Pieces.
So sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying you never. I was like, oh, you're missing out.
No, Reese's Pieces.
No, I
are
love
the
Reese's
greatest candy.
Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. You ever want to sponsor someone? Hit me up, man. I know this is Soda Popcast, but we got room for everybody.
on.
Heck,
I gotta tweet. I gotta tweet at Hershey.
oh my
Hang on.
gosh. What I'll do is I'll pour Reese's Pieces into the soda to mix it up and stuff, and I'll drink it the rest of the thing. And I'll say, you want to try something really good? You could try Reese's Pieces without soda. That tastes pretty darn good. That'd be my.
I don't think that would be good advertising.
Well, I mean, anything on here wouldn't be good advertising. But yeah, I keep thinking of Kirby and all the crazy stuff he eats, and I'm wondering if there's something really good looking that he eats. This is such a bizarre question, Tom. I'm not sure how to answer. Jeez, I feel like there is stuff I would look at and just be like, oh, that looks so good. I don't think I have a solid answer. I can't really think of anything. Are you actually tweeting?
I'm tweeting.
All right.
I'm tweeting. Hashtag pieces for Pat. Get it spread far and wide.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna get you a corporate hookup for
Pieces
the Reese's
for
Pieces.
Pat. Oh, that's
Pieces for
great.
Pat.
Hang on, I'm putting that in the stream.
Hashtag pieces for Pat. I thought of this question just because playing Breath of the Wild, I was constantly cooking up things in that game. And I was like,
Oh, I see.
that
Okay.
looks tasty. Ooh, that looks pretty good. So like, what would actually be edible and worth trying? And
It's such a weird question. Like, it's just like I can't think of like food I've wanted to eat. I can't think of anything. I don't think.
okay.
Maybe
Fair
curry from Smash Brothers. I mean, if they gave me flame breath, I'd be like, oh yeah, all right, I'll take that.
Breathing fire everywhere. I
No,
got
wait. Are you talking about like sheer taste or anything?
Just a food item.
Oh, okay, wait. Like maybe a
what's ever,
super mushroom or
appeals to
something.
you, and then, like, I need to put that in me and just see what it tastes
Okay.
like. You know, like.
All right, yeah, okay. Then maybe a mushroom from Mario. I mean, getting big would be pretty cool. Just like eat it,
Mhm.
get big for a couple seconds, beat someone up if you want. I'd like that. I think.
What, like
Alright.
Ant-Man?
What?
Like Ant-Man?
And I don't
Oh,
like
just-
how wait. Oh no, we were talking about Ant-Man. I thought you were talking about
The guy gets bigger
Okay.
and smaller.
I thought you were talking about Ant Bully for a second, which is a horrible ant movie, if I remember right.
Ant Bully?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Um,
that's that question. Do you got one, Hamilton?
okay, let me
Any
think.
crazy ones?
Um, uh,
Did you forget to
Um,
think about it because you were listening to the answers?
I thought about it for a little bit, and I think I had something. I don't remember what I had. I guess has there ever been, besides like Mario, like kart racing games? Has there been a racing game that you've personally like really enjoyed?
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. That's a
okay.
good choice.
Just from the intense, the intense kind of well-curved challenge of the courses to the really deep and necessary customization options that kept you on your toes. Like, you didn't just have to like customize your pod racers because it made them better. Like, the courses got appropriately difficult the further in you went, and it was like, hey, are you keeping up? Because otherwise you're not winning. So it was really intense and really well put together. I remember. Okay, so I actually got Star Wars Episode 1 Racer for Christmas in 1999, and I was a little jerk. I wanted Jet Force Gemini that Christmas, and when I got Episode 1 Racer, I was like, oh man, this is what I wanted, blah. But then it ended up being one of my favorite games ever. So,
Yeah, that's funny how that
absolutely, in my opinion, absolutely worth it.
works. Well, you know what would be a good question? Oh, I don't want to spoil it. I guess I will anyway. Maybe I'll bring it up sometime, but what would also be a good question for this segment is any games that you expected to be really bad, just like that, but then you tried it, even if it was just like as a kid, like you didn't expect much of it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, when I was little, I got like the greatest game of all time, and I didn't even realize it, or something like that.
I don't think that ever happened to me.
I feel like that would be a good question, but yeah. As for kart racers, like I said earlier, Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed was fun. It's just there's no reason to play it with Mario Kart about. And then also you use the word ever, which means it doesn't have to be like it now. I really liked a Hot Wheel racer on DS that I don't even want to pick up again because I bet you it's so bad. But when I was little, I just loved it so much. And no, I can tell you right now, just remembering it, it's bad. It's bad. I don't need to play it again. It's just feeling it in my mind, the controls and stuff, it was really bad. The like visuals are bad. Everything was just bad about it. No, it's a bad game, but I liked it when I was young. Hot Wheel Racer or something on the thing, on the DS.
I remember I
On the
bought
thing.
a Hot Wheel game thinking it was a different Hot Wheel game, and I got really disappointed that like I played it at a friend's house or my cousin's house.
You got disappointed it wasn't a different Hot Wheel game?
Yeah, that I really liked, and then the other one wasn't as good.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Like, so you tried it before.
Yeah, I thought, all Hot Wheel games are the same, right?
Yeah. Okay, I felt that also. I got like a Rayman game that I thought was something else when I was little, and it turns out it wasn't what I was hoping. But yeah. Well, hey, this was some good questions.
Happens.
I think we're about ready to wrap it up then, unless you guys have any more things you want to go over. We've been going for a pretty long time this time. That's pretty crazy.
It's a good episode.
It is a good episode. Each episode's a good episode, though. All right. Well, I don't mean to say like this episode's not good. I just meant like this is awesome that we got.
Even though we didn't have like a ton of content from Nintendo to talk about, basically.
Yeah, but I feel like it's nice to have relaxed episodes here and there. It gives us time to talk about our childhood. This is like the childhood cast, really. We talked so much about childhood stuff, whether it be Lego or games that we didn't want to take out of our childhood and whatnot. So I definitely had a fun time.
And what about all those remakes that are coming up for different series, man?
Remakes?
Or not remakes, but what's it called? Movies.
Movie remakes you're talking about.
Remakes,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. By the way, I've decided now, one of these days we are going to have an official movie soda podcast. I don't know when it will be, but I definitely think a podcast just talking about movies would work out really well. Especially because I've been watching a lot of movies recently and I've got a lot of stuff I want to say about it. So maybe sometime down the future we'll do a movie podcast. In the meantime, though, you guys who are watching can click that follow button to make sure you don't miss a live stream, or podcast live stream, and sometimes other live streams, not very often. You can also follow me on Twitter for any updates on stuff that's PatNat7, because I couldn't get the actual PatNat name. Yeah, just follow me there if you want, and then you can get updates on whatever's going on here or other stuff. Also, I have a YouTube channel. You can click that button, whatever. If you're on the YouTube page watching this, you can also follow me on Twitch. The link will be in the description, so you can see it live and submit your own quote to the Soda Popcast. That will be possibly displayed at the very beginning of the podcast while everyone's waiting and listening to music and having fun. I love the music segment, by the way. I like that people can come in, listen to music while we're just getting stuff set up. Anyway, those are my plugs for now. I'm gonna hand it over to Tom, where he can say what's going on, what he's doing, and whatnot.
Hey, I'm Tom Peeler, and I'm on SycamoreStreetStudios.com every single day. From movie reviews to updates from our latest short film, the horror comedy Devilwoman, to the latest episode of our video game cutscene review series, Mise en Game, which we will be having a new episode up in the next couple weeks about Zelda Breath of the Wild. So,
nice.
SycamoreStreetStudios.com for film, fandom, and fun. Check it out.
Awesome. You can go, Gil.
Okay. Okay, so I'm Alton. I have a Minecraft gaming channel / CSGO channel. More Minecraft, though. A lot of SMPs and UHCs and stuffs.
And what we got anything coming up like relatively soon? Like what's your next project you're working on, if you can say?
Oh, next like project besides UHC and
No, just anything, any kind of video or something. I just usually give people a chance to say what videos are coming out or what they're working on, whatever.
Probably another SMP episode.
All right, so check out Alton's channel. By the way, the SMP stuff and UHC stuff, I'm also in both of those. So if you need someone to vouch for him, even if you guys out there who are watching don't like Minecraft, those UHC mans, the UHCs are so intense to watch. Any person can get into it. But yeah, so I can vouch for Alton's content. I can also vouch for Mise en Games. You've been killing it with that series, by the way, man. I really like that series.
Thank you.
So yeah, make sure you check out everyone here's channels and stuff, and definitely make sure you check out this podcast next time it's around. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and so long. Have fun playing games and stuff, and watching podcasts, hopefully.
Stay fresh, everybody.